crazy, but Japan is even crazier. I will tell you about the real Japan that Japan does not want the world to know. Japan died a long time ago as a developed country. Please know the real Japan that has not been spread to the world. There is no self-purification process in this country. It is a country that needs to have its mistakes strongly pointed out by other countries. Tokyo Olympics 2020. It just ended the other day. In the opening ceremony, only the pictogram seems to have been well received. However, the opening ceremony was completely different from the one that was supposed to be held. It was changed into something completely different due to interests. In this video, I will talk about the missing opening ceremony and its perpetrators. If you can, please use your power to make this a global issue. Japan is crazy. If you can, please make this a global issue. Mikiko, a choreographer and director who was also involved in the closing ceremony of the Rio Olympics. Initially, she was responsible person of the Olympic opening ceremony. She had won awards both at home and abroad, and was appointed, and her 280-page document for the opening ceremony was highly praised by the IOC. I would like to show you some documents of the missing opening ceremony obtained by the Japanese weekly magazine Benshin. The opening ceremony begins with a red motorcycle galloping down the street. There is a world-famous manga called Akira by Katsuhiro Otomo. In the manga, the Tokyo Olympics will be held in 2020, so the opening performance was based on Akira. The city of Tokyo is projected by projection mapping. Dancers danced in it. These dancers were also chosen from people who are active in the world. After finishing the video review of the 1964 Tokyo Olympics, the signal ready was given and Japanese comedian Naomi Watanabe appeared on stage. Then, female dancers danced together with a ball of light that moved by itself. Athletes from each country march between stages representing the world's continents, and the various events are introduced by Mario and other Japanese characters. Then the torch will be lit and fireworks will signal the start of the event. The opening ceremony originally went something like this. This idea for the opening ceremony was really well received in Japan. However, the Olympics were postponed and Mikiko was forced to resign as the person in charge without any notice. The preparations for the opening ceremony were nearly complete, and contracts had been signed with a total of about 500 staff and cast members. The staff and cast members who were involved in this project were not contacted at all. It's the worst. And these are the people who tried to destroy the opening ceremony and hide the fact that there was even an original idea. The Japanese company Dentsu. Dentsu's representative director, Yoshio Takada, former Dentsu. Director Hiroshi Sasaki, former chairman of the Tokyo Organizing Committee for the Olympic and Paralympic Games, Yoshiro Mori. Current Prime Minister, Yoshihide Suga. Governor of Tokyo, Yuriko Koike. These guys have ruined the Olympics. I'm sure you don't know this, so let me explain briefly. Dentsu is a Japanese advertising agency. It may not be that famous in the world, but it is a big company that is ranked 4th in the global advertising agency market share in 2020. It is a company that is involved in many different interests. Hiroshi Sasaki's idea to have Naomi Watanabe, who is proposed to appear in the show, dress up as a pig was leaked to the outside world. This idea was leaked to the outside world and became a problem, resulting in his resignation. In Japan, there is a bad saying that fat people are called pigs. What about in your country? He said, it's a play on words between the Olympics and the Olympic. It's crazy to come up with an idea to make fun of people at a global peace festival. The former chairman of the organizing committee, Yoshiro Mori, he made disparaging remarks about women, which caused problems at home and abroad, and he resigned. Like the pig story, old Japanese people still make discriminatory remarks on a regular basis. And Yoshiro Mori, Yoshihide Suga, Yuriko Koike, these people used their power to demand, use this person for the opening ceremony, through Dentsu and the organizing committee. However, Mikiko refused because the choice did not match the image of the opening ceremony. We don't know the real reason why Mikiko was forced to quit her position. However, it is said that the reason why she was suddenly removed from her position when the project was almost completed was because she did not do the bidding of those in power. Maybe it's in your country too. Politicians and corporations intervened, ignored the rules, and tried to do what they wanted. I'll leave aside whether the actual opening ceremony of the Olympics was good or bad. I think the people on the ground really did their best in the midst of such a difficult situation with the interest and personnel changes. However, all the important people involved are scum. They only care about their own interests. And the budget for the opening and closing ceremonies of the Olympic and Paralympic Games was about 16.5 billion yen. Did it seem like the opening ceremony was using that kind of budget? As I told you earlier, the disappearing idea was going on right before the completion of the project, so the budget was almost gone. The big people are really stupid, aren't they? They only care about their own interests. The story of this missing opening ceremony has become a hot topic in Japan. But Japan, before the Olympics, people said, don't complain because we're working hard to prepare for it. During the Olympic Games, don't complain because we're doing it now. When the Olympics are over, don't complain about what's over. When the Olympics are over, nothing will change. The IOC, as well as the people involved in the Tokyo Olympics, are all concerned only with their own interests. Maybe Japan is more finished as a country than you think. This time I was talking about the opening ceremony of the Olympics, but I will continue to tell you about the real Japan that Japan does not want you to know about, so please stay tuned.